expert has been closely following the races and the voters all season. Here's what he thinks will happen at the ceremony on Sunday. This crazy, mixed-up Oscar season comes to a close with Sunday night's ceremony, which will forego a host and, after plenty of controversy, still present all 24 categories on the air. But which movie is poised to win the biggest race of them all and take the Oscar for Best Picture? Alfonso Cuarón's black and white art film, Roma, is a critical favorite that took the top trophy from the Directors Guild of America, but a foreign-language film has never won Best Picture, let alone one distributed by the insurgent streaming service Netflix. Many Oscar voters love the racial issues dramedy, Green Book, which was given top honors by the oft-predictive Producers Guild of America, but the film couldn't even nab a Best Director nomination. So though we've got two ostensible front-runners, Tejas is still anybody's game. After all, A Star is Born once looked unbeatable, too, and now it's limping to the finish line with a scant few trophies under its belt. Roma, A Star is Born, BlacKkKlansman, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Vice, of the other contenders, a win for Spike Lee's BlacKkKlansman, or the Marvel phenomenon, Black Panther, would be historic. The royal comedy, The Favorite, rode across-the-board support to 10 nominations. The two music-driven dramas, Bohemian Rhapsody and A Star is Born, claim passionate fans and equally engaged detractors. And a vote for the Dick Cheney indictment, Vice, would at least send a political message. With all that in mind, I still think the industry prizes given to Roma add up to a Best Picture win that will prove to be a game-changing moment for Netflix. If a streamer can take the top Oscar, then all bets are off. Glenn Close, Yalitza Aparicio, Roma, Olivia Colman, The Favorite, Lady Gaga, A Star is Born, Melissa McCarthy, a 7-time Oscar nominee. Glenn Close is poised to pick up her first statuette for her finely crafted work as a secretive spouse in The Wife. It's been ages since Close had a showcase role like this, and the 71-year-old actress galvanized voters further after a moving, personal Golden Globe acceptance speech in January. Her primary competition is a first-time nominee, Olivia Colman, who just won BAFTA's top prize for playing the Queen in The Favorite and is fronting one of the night's most nominated films. Rami Malek, Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe, Viggo Mortensen. Oscar voters are suckers for a transformation, and this category offers two ostentatious examples in Rami Malek, who played the Queen frontman Freddie Mercury with real swagger in Bohemian Rhapsody, and Christian Bale, who was unrecognizable as Dick Cheney in Vice. Malek has been one of this season's most willing and able campaigners, and his film is a box office sensation, so the 37-year-old actor is poised to become one of the youngest recipients of this award in recent memory. Regina King, Amy Adams, Emma Stone, Marina de Tavira, Rachel Weisz. This category promises to be one of the night's most suspenseful races. The If Beale Street Could Talk star Regina King won the Golden Globe and Critics' Choice Award, but she wasn't even nominated by the Screen Actors Guild or BAFTA. The latter group gave its prize to Rachel Weisz, who hails from a Best Picture nominee but may split votes with Emma Stone, her co-star from The Favorite, and then there's the Vice nominee Amy Adams, whose Oscar win is long overdue. My guess is King will prevail. At the recent Oscar nominees luncheon, she and Mahershala Ali were the two most applauded contenders. Mahershala Ali, Adam Driver, Sam Elliott, Richard E. Grant, Sam Rockwell. Vice. Can Mahershala Ali become the second black actor after Denzel Washington to win more than one Oscar for acting? All signs point to yes, as Ali has swept the precursors this season for his work as the gifted pianist Don Shirley in Green Book. Only two things are working against him. Ali won this same category 2 years ago for Moonlight, and voters may not be in such a hurry to reward him again so soon, while Richard E. Grant, the Can You Ever Forgive Me star, has charmed his fair share of admirers on the awards circuit and could prove to be a dark horse winner. Alfonso Cuarón, Yorgos Lanthimos, Spike Lee, Adam McKay, Pavel Pawlikowski, though Barry Jenkins, Moonlight, and Steve McQueen, 12 Years a Slave, have seen their films win Best Picture, neither man won the Best Director Oscar. This presents a clear path for Spike Lee to become the first black filmmaker to triumph in this category, except that he is up against Alfonso Cuarón, who has taken every major directing prize this season. While the Academy has more of an imperative to reward Lee, who has famously never won a competitive Oscar, Cuarón will be tough to topple. RBG, Free Solo, Hale County this morning, this evening, Minding the Gap, of Fathers and Sons, last year's biggest documentary, Won't You Be My Neighbor, was also one of Oscar's biggest snubs. In its wake, two other breakout hits are best positioned to win this Oscar, the Ruth Bader Ginsburg documentary RBG, which also scored a nomination for Original Song, and the breathtaking rock climber story Free Solo. The latter is more of a cinematic feat, but checking the box for RBG lets voters throw their weight behind the indefatigable Supreme Court Justice herself. The Favorite, First Reformed, Green Book, Roma, Vice, Green Book, won the Golden Globe, The Favorite scored with BAFTA, and the Writers Guild gave its top prize in this category to Bo Burnham's 8th Grade, a film the Oscars didn't even nominate. The race will likely come down to Green Book and The Favorite, and the latter's malicious wit gives it the edge. Still, if Green Book pulls off a win here early in the night, that could presage an eventual Best Picture victory. BlacKkKlansman, A Star Is Born, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Can You Ever Forgive Me, If Beale Street Could Talk. The screenplay Oscar often goes to an auteur the Academy is not quite hip enough to reward in the directing category, like Jordan Peele, Spike Jonze or Sofia Coppola. I wonder, then, if the adapted screenplay race might be the safest place for voters to reward Spike Lee, one of 4 credited writers of BlacKkKlansman. Still, don't count out Writers Guild winner Can You Ever Forgive Me, which has its passionate fans and is, in its own larcenous way, about the very act of adaptation itself. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Pixar's superhero sequel, Incredibles 2, is the highest-grossing animated film in history, and its director, Brad Bird, has won this category twice, including for the first Incredibles. That's formidable competition, and yet the contender with all the momentum is Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, which came late in the year but has picked up all the big animation prizes. Even if Black Panther doesn't take home Best Picture, expect at least one Marvel superhero to triumph on Oscar night. Roma, Capernaum, Cold War, Never Look Away. Shoplifters. This is one of the strongest foreign film lineups in recent memory, and in any other year, all of these movies would have the profile of a winner, including the Palme d'Or winner Shoplifters, Lebanon's Moving Capernaum, and Cold War and Never Look Away, which both scored cinematography nominations as well. Cold War even cracked the race for Best Director. Still, in a year when Roma could make history as the first foreign-language film to win Best Picture, it would seem outrageous for the movie to miss this prize on its path to victory. Bohemian Rhapsody, BlacKkKlansman, The Favorite, Green Book. Vice action films have dominated this category for the last few years, but none were nominated this time. Of these 5 contenders, Vice is the most aggressively edited by its very nature, because the director Adam McKay employs so much high-concept crosscutting. Many of my fellow pundits expect it to win, but I suspect Bohemian Rhapsody will pull out a shock victory, since many in the industry credit the editor John Ottman with salvaging the footage from a difficult shoot from which the original director, Bryan Singer, was fired. Roma, Cold War, The Favorite, Never Look Away. A Star Is Born. Initially, the Academy had planned to give out this Oscar during a commercial break, and I suspect that's because the frontrunner is Cuarón, who is likely to dominate the telecast with multiple acceptance speeches. Now that the Academy has bent to the industry backlash and reinstated this category in the regular part of the broadcast, you can expect Cuarón to make Oscar history as the first director to win the Cinematography Award for shooting his own film. The Favorite, Black Panther, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, Roma. Cinematography and production design ought to work in concert, and the eccentric lensing favored by the director of The Favorite, Yorgos Lanthimos, and his director of photography, Robbie Ryan, provides a great showcase for the film's sets, which take up much more of the fish-eye frame than they might on a conventionally shot movie. Voters also tend to prefer lavish period films here, which gives The Favorite the edge over the futuristic Black Panther. First Man, Avengers, Infinity War, Christopher Robin, Ready Player One, Solo, A Star Wars Story. The Visual Effects Society gave its main prize to Avengers, Infinity War, which juggled dozens of computer-aided heroes and a motion-captured villain, but Oscar has not rewarded a superhero film here since Spider-Man 2 came out 15 years ago. That favors First Man, which failed to make the Best Picture cut but at least had the heft of a contender, unlike fellow nominees Ready Player One, Christopher Robin, and Solo, A Star Wars Story. BlacKkKlansman, Black Panther, If Beale Street Could Talk, Isle of Dogs, Mary Poppins Returns. For my money, none of last year's scores were as beautiful as the love-soaked swoon composed by Nicholas Breitel for If Beale Street Could Talk. Then again, Johnny Greenwood's Phantom Thread score was the clear standout the year before, and it lost to The Shape of Water. This is all to say that though anything could happen in this category, the Oscar will probably go to the film with the most Best Picture heat, winnowing the field to Black Panther and BlacKkKlansman. In a close race, I'm picking Terence Blanchard's distinctive compositions for BlacKkKlansman.